Hey guys, Bree from Bree Beers and Associates here, and today we're talking extensions. So I know many of you have heard the term file an extension, but so few people know what that actually means. Some people think it's a bad thing. Others think it gives you unlimited time to file your tax return. Today, we're going to dig into what exactly it means to file an extension. So let's start with answering the question, what is an extension? An extension grants you an additional 6 months to file your tax return. So for those of you that have a return due March 15th, meaning you own an S-Corp business or a partnership, it gives you till September 15th. And for those of you that have a C corporation or all of my individual taxpayers out there, hello, April 15th, it gives you till October 15th to file your tax return. It's also important to know what an extension is not. An extension does not allow you to pay your taxes later without additional penalties and interest. This is why it's so important that you either make your quarterly estimated tax payments, or when you file your extension, you make some sort of payment based on what you think you're gonna owe. Down the road in October, when you file your tax return, you're gonna owe a bunch of extra penalties and interest that you didn't have to pay had you just made some sort of payment with your extension or had you made your estimated tax payments. So when are extensions due? They're due by the original filing deadline. So again, March 15th tax returns, the S corporation and the partnerships gotta file that extension by March 15th. For C corps, trusts, and individuals, you gotta file it by April 15th. So you gotta just submit that extension by those original due dates. You'll automatically be granted that additional 6 months to actually file your full tax return. So next, how? How do you file that extension? You can do it online or electronically, okay? If you use TurboTax, H&R Block Online, you can file your extension through those platforms. If you use a CPA or a tax preparer, they can file your extension for you. You can also mail it in. I don't recommend that, guys. Just between the IRS closures and the post office issues, a lot can go wrong there. If you do mail it in, make sure you do it certified and track it so you can verify that the IRS does actually receive it. And if you do mail your extension in, make sure it's postmarked by those deadlines. Finally, I don't want you to forget about your state returns. If you are in a state that has income tax, you have to file an extension for those states too. The good news is most states automatically grant you an extension when you file your federal. Colorado, my home state, that's one of them. So as long as I file my federal extension, Colorado's extension will automatically be granted. Keeping in mind that if you owe money, you should pay that in by the deadline. There are some states, such as our favorite, New York, that does require you to file an extension separately for the state of New York, even if you don't owe money. So when it comes to your states and those extensions, it's important to look into your state's rules and figure out what they are. Do you need to file a separate extension, or is it automatically granted when you file that federal? Keeping in mind one more time that if you owe money, you do want to pay that in, okay? If you guys have any questions about what we talked about today, go ahead and leave a comment below. And then I highly, highly suggest you head on over to our Facebook community, Money, Taxes, and Finance for Small Business, because these topics are what we talk about on a regular basis and have live trainings on every week. You can access that group by clicking the link in the description box. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and while you're loving on me hard, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you never miss a future video.